what's up, y'all? It's your girl Shaysayss, 2 S's, not 1, and we are here at Industry Night, the first one ever at SOB's, with your boy Hiphopmike.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
How y'all doing? What's up? Everything good?
It's good. Life is good. How's your 2020?
So far, busy. Very, very
busy.
But I'm feeling blessed. It's way better than any day of 2019. I'm like more motivated, more healthy. I love it.
I feel like I have to start my new year in February.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I'm waiting until then.
It's a smart move because people always start in January and they be super motivated. By February, they fall off. You start in February, it's like...
Because I gotta get used to, oh, it's the new year. I'm still writing 2019. I'm like, let me wake up, you know?
Nah, I ain't even mad at it. Listen, I'm about to go double hard in February.
That's dope. That's dope. So what do you have some things coming up? Do you want to give us a little exclusive?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I've kind of transitioned a little bit out of radio, but I still kind of do a show on the side of Stationhead, which is a passion for me.
Yeah.
But I put all my focus into managing artists, and I have a kid, Live Like Davis, who's doing crazy stuff in New York right now. He just dropped a video with Mr. Swipey. He on tour right now, running around. So yeah, going crazy with Davis. Got a project coming with Fast Life Beats soon. And yeah, besides the management, I've just been running every day, trying to keep my mind right, eating healthy. So I mean, I'm working on a lot of things.
Are you a vegetarian, vegan?
So I ended 2019 on some vegan stuff. And really, it's not that I wanted to just be vegan, but I'm very I'm a Scorpio. I'm on or off. So cutting down on certain things was way harder than just being oh, you don't eat meat? I bet, say that. So now I'm just I've incorporated it back. I'm in the gym. I'm on my healthy stuff.
Oh, heard you working out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Trying to get the summer body.
Well, yeah, I want to eat donuts in the summer. I'm good doing it. So that's my focus.
Alright, so I wanted to ask you a little bit about the industry. From your bio, it says bringing genuine back in style.
Yes.
Right? So I wanted to ask you, do you believe the industry is very cutthroat? And I got a follow-up question though for you. You ready to answer? You yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I want to know a story that you went through that you realized that the industry was cutthroat, and how did you overcome that?
I mean, I think there's so many instances where the industry is cutthroat. I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to just one story, but I say that any job I've had in the industry, somebody wants that job. No matter what it is, if you're somebody's assistant, there's somebody that wants to take your spot. If you the best at selling mixtapes, somebody wants to take your spot. It don't matter. Same with radio, with interviews. I mean, I could say one story is I would book a lot of up and coming artists when I was at Hot 97, and a lot of times there were people there that didn't necessarily know who the artists were, and I kind of started getting numbers with some kids, and I would notice there were times where I'd book somebody to come in, and then it'd be 5 people trying to get them to do the same thing, but I love the competition. I think it's the nature of the beast, and I wouldn't love the industry as much as I do if there wasn't that kind of competition.
Right.
The reason I say bring genuine back in style is because I feel ultimately if you're the most genuine, you always gonna win. So
that's so true.
I pride myself on doing that, and anybody that's not genuine, I might lose here and there, but it always comes full circle.
No, I agree. I always tell people positivity creates productivity, and when you're productive, you persevere.
That's it. Well said. That's really good. You snapping.
So is that what made you want to do artist managing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I got into radio and I was doing overnights, and I was stressed out. It was just driving me crazy, and I realized that I was doing it more so because it was the better job you could have in the situation I was in. It was something that I guess a lot of people wanted to do. And after I started doing it, I was nah, this is stressful. And I think a lot of it was just ego driven. I wanted to be, maybe a figure in some way that wasn't as genuine, and in self-reflecting, I started out early on working with Peter Rosenberg.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, my favorite thing ever was running around, connecting dots with him, helping him get in and out of venues, set up shows. So
that's dope.
Managing artists really just embodies all of that, and that is something I really love. And plus these kids, a lot of them, they get in situations where people is just taken for granted. So it's the fact that I could kind of connect dots but still hold my own because of having a decent reputation, it is nice to see that kids could actually trust and grow as people, not just artists.
Right. So I was gonna ask you, what is some advice that you would give to up and coming artists nowadays when they're trying to pitch their music to people?
I don't believe in the pitching, honestly. I know
Really?
it sounds crazy, but like even with my artists, like I could call a lot of people and like I hold them to a standard. I'm like, you gotta earn, you know, a certain amount of stuff, because at the end of the day, you know, nobody wants to be pitched on stuff. Like people want to see something, and I say this much, not to name drop, but I had a really good friend of mine. I'm not even going to name drop.
Drop the names.
I ain't even going to name drop, but he's a very, very influential dude in the culture, and his family's been in it for a long time, and he told me, he's like, the most important part of finding an artist is the discovery process, is how you find the artist. And that really resonated with me, because I do feel like artists put so much effort into like telling you what they're doing, telling you what you should be checking for. And even if it's like, you know, true, even if they are as hot as they say, even if they are up next, I think there's a lot to be said for the person that just goes out and paints the picture and, you know, then tries to sell it, as opposed to just like straight to the sale. So like, I think the best way to pitch yourself is just kind of like, you know, try and create as many avenues for attention as possible, and then see what naturally gravitates to you. Like, it's the same with any relationship, though. You don't want some dude that's just pitching himself on you.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
It's got to be an attraction to everything. Like, so especially with music, you know.
That's so. Okay. So, do you use your platform to help the artists that you manage?
Here and there. I mean, there were times where I would play records, or like, you know, get like set up with maybe interviews or little skits, but like it really would depend. Like again, I hold him to such a standard, and like, to be completely transparent, like he called me a fraud at one point. He's like, why you not calling World Star and just getting this video up? And I'm like, bro, if I call World Star and get this video up and you blow up and you still running late, if you running late to meet me for lunch, I don't want to get you on a label. And like, fast forward, I mean, this is a couple years ago, but now he's like, he literally told me today, he's like, yo, I love you, bro, thank you so much, because it's like, there's a lot of situations where, you know, maybe you could do the favors and use your platform to elevate somebody, but if they're not sincerely ready to elevate, it's only a matter of time before it collapses. So I say yes and no. Yes when it was well deserved, but no when it was like, if I saw him getting lazy, there's no platform that I'm putting you on until I feel like it's right.
So it's like a tough love kind of thing.
Yeah, like
they need it though.
It's important, you know.
Of course.
Like, not for nothing. Even with doing interviews, like there's times where I've been hit up by major artists to do interviews, and like it takes some self-awareness to be like, you know what, maybe this is better for Flex or for Ebro, and like for example, if I sit with French Montana tomorrow, that's lit. But I'm kind of known as the dude that sat with a lot of up-and-coming artists. So now I'm up in the bar to here. And what if I don't get somebody that's here again? Like, I'm setting myself up to lose in the long run. Where it's like, sometimes you got to connect people where it makes sense and not just try and take all that for yourself, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, you gotta connect your girl Shay. Send some my way, you know?
Yeah, you gotta tell me what kind of people you trying to interview.
Got you.
What you interested in. I'm gonna connect some dots. I got you.
Okay, making this happen. So how do you balance this lifestyle though? Like the radio, the artist managing, and even just like self-care?
I mean, if you would have asked me that a month ago, I would have said I don't. But I definitely have found a balance. I think a lot of it, and like the toughest part for everybody, is just being able to create an environment with work being the focus, but still like giving you the freedom to let mental health equally be a focus. Like, because to be honest, like I've worked in places where, you know, I was so focused on work and I wasn't even thinking about like, you know, my mentality is like, I'll pay dues now and I'm gonna play later. And part of playing was like, you know, go get a massage one day, or like go for a run, or like go to the gym. And it's like, you start noticing when you put stuff off enough that it really catches up with you. And I say I'm fortunate now. Like I work with Stationhead, and they don't really expect as much from me. I used to work at night, now I work during the day. So like, I make it a priority to find balance by any means. Like, even on days where like it's super tough, where I'm really busy, I always try and like schedule a half hour every morning to like wake up and not just grab the phone. Like, even if I have to wake up early, I'd rather lose the sleep for the peace of mind to like have a positive day than to just wake up, grab the phone, be out, and not even take the time to like really breathe. Cause
that's dope.
it fucks you up, yo.
That's
Sorry,
dope.
my language.
You need some meditation. You know, I definitely I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm learning. The meditation's tough because my head's like a 6-lane highway. Like it's always
somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my friends just told me that today. You know, I have
true,
crazy short-term memory because I'm always just thinking about things.
There's a lot that goes into this. Like even what you said, it's a cutthroat business. So it's like there's times if you get too comfortable, you relax. Like it's a shame that you can't take time to focus on yourself. But
that's true.
You know, I think it's all about balance, and I'm still working on finding that. But it's a slow process.
Yeah. And honestly, the way I think about it is it'll be worth it in the long run. You work hard now, you keep it going, you keep grinding, and then.
In the short run, not for nothing, in just the month that I've been taking the time to not be on the phone, my attitude throughout the day is so much more positive. And then when you come across situations where people are super wound up, it's you're able to handle it reasonably. Your mind's more clear. So in the short run, I think it's like anything. You know, you got to take chances, and there is a chance aspect to it when you kind of say, I'm gonna stop focusing on this and start focusing on me, because. It does take away from the work a little bit, but ultimately I think when it comes full circle, it makes the work so much better and more efficient. Yeah.
That's dope. Well, thank you, Hiphopmike.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
You were an awesome interviewer, homie.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, this is Hiphopmike. Shaysayss. 2 S's, not 1. What's your social handle? Let everybody know.
At Hiphopmike. You could just look me up there on Google,
simple,
whatever. Yeah, I'm the same everywhere. Hiphopmike. They used to call me Doughboy, not for nothing.
Really?
Siphon Rosenberg's. I was a pizza man before this, and it was you Doughboy, and I'm
nah.
I'm fortunate that y'all ain't searching Doughboy, but search for Hiphopmike. Search for Live Like Davis. He's taking over the world, the city, everything, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a good year.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It's Industry Night, SOBs. Check it out.
Hey.